Hey guys, how you doing? It's GuanYu007, and I have been getting quite a few comments on certain things about CEMU or what's going on with CEMU. But from what it looks like, one of the most talked about things on CEMU is a recent stuttering that's been happening, and I'm not sure if the stuttering is or was just done from the shader cache rebuilding itself or whatnot. And I've seen a lot of videos, and I've actually asked BSOD and Complaining Gamer what they thought about it, and I think I just recently seen both of their videos for what seems to be the problem, or at least what they believe seems to be the problem with the stuttering for CEMU. So I ran through a lot of the issues, or excuse me, ran through a lot of the solutions they had. And for what I can tell you right now, my stuttering is now just caused by my CPU, which is topping at 100%, especially since I have this, and I can actually prove that with just going to my task manager. And there you can see it. So I know what my stuttering is caused by, especially since it's a large percent of it is being taken up by CEMU itself. Now I could probably mitigate that by upping my graphics packs, of course, but I'm not doing that right now, and I don't feel the need to do that. So I went ahead, took a look at both videos, and I'm not going to show both videos now, but I don't think that they're completely right. Some of them might be, but I don't believe that they're completely right. I think everything is on a spectrum of hardware itself. And you see, I'm juggling between 60 and 45, which would make sense because I'm not overclocking my GPU. Or sorry, I'm not overclocking my CPU. I'm just running it at stock clocks, which it has a boost. The thing about it is, with the dual core compiler, it seems that my CPU is now going to be locked at around 3.3 gigahertz as it's using it. And that's not bad. Not bad for the above frame rates I'm getting. And I can choose to lock it at 30 if I want to, but I don't think I'm going to. But if you're noticing the gameplay I'm doing as I'm doing it as I'm talking, you don't see the same stuttering that's happening with the other gameplays that you saw from BSOD and Complaining Gamer. So the thing that I did, which is a very old trick on CEMU, was completely break CEMU and find out what's messing up, or why the shaders seem to be compiling. And I think I know the answer. First and foremost, what I want to say is always check your drivers. Your GPU drivers, always do that. And the best way to do that, well, there are two of the best ways to do that, and I'm going to go ahead and cut this off. One way is to go into your Windows, right click, go to Device Manager. It should appear up here at some point. Take your Device Manager and go to your adaptive. Of course, you see I have a 1063 gig. It's been doing me a solid for this whole year, and I think I'm going to upgrade that to a 1070 soon. Check your firmware always. Check your processors. Always do that, no matter what happens. Once these are done, or once you're done with this, go into your Nvidia experience. And I believe I have my real name on my Nvidia experience, so I will not click on this. But once you do, and I need to change that, by the way, and once you do, download the latest drivers from your Nvidia experience if you do not have it. Now, if for some reason that your card, and I know Nvidia doesn't do this a lot, but if your card is very ancient or old, you might not have the ability to get an upgraded driver. But I believe the PUBG, the PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds driver is up, so you can just go ahead and download that. And that should make your drivers up to date. Now, from what I've seen in the video, the thing that they are asking you to do is to go into your CEMU executable, go to debug, and go to disable or ignore your shader cache, your precompiled shader cache. And I'm going to say don't do that. I don't think there's a reason to do that. Even though CEMU runs on the OpenGL platform, what you're going to do is you're going to have your shader cache only be read through your OpenGL, which sounds like a good idea when you first think about it, but that's probably not what you want to do. Instead, make sure to go to your Nvidia control panel and you want to go in and check for a specific tool that your Nvidia control panel should be using, then check your shader cache if you are not using it at all. And what I'm looking for is no, not setup, not audio, not change resolution. Oh god, was it just preview? Nope. Yeah, I have it down balanced. Alright, manage 3D settings. So what you want to go ahead and do is go into program settings. And it should automatically pop on for CEMU because I think that's the last program settings I was using. There it is. CEMU executable. All the way down. Where is it at? I'm looking for the shader cache. Alright, here it is. Shader cache. Global use on settings. Now, since this is already on, it means that you have a backup shader cache in your OpenGL folder. Keep this on. You don't need to take it off. I've seen a lot of videos say take it off, and then they run into stuttering and hitching because it's not building a proper shader cache to use for your GL. Here's the thing. That backup is useful. You need that. I can't remember why, but you do need that. Somebody else told me this on Reddit a long time ago during CEMU 1.7, I want to say 6. I can't remember everything offhand, and I'm fucking rambling. But yeah, make sure to go down, make sure to see that your shader cache is toggled on. You do not need to take it off. You can just keep it on if need be. I use it for globals because it can be used for other games as well. Once that is clicked on, make sure to apply it if you don't have it on, but make sure to turn it on. Period. Now the second thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and go into your users from your disk computer, your local disk, or whatever disk you use. I'm using a C disk. User, your name, whatever name you chose, app data, local for Nvidia. I think it's roaming for AMD, I'm not sure. Go all the way down to Nvidia, your GL cache. And you see this? This is the GL cache that you would be running specifically. However, this GL cache normally erases every time. Normally, it should, depending on how many games you use with OpenGL. And I'm not saying that this is a bad setup, but I don't think you should turn off your Nvidia control panel, your CEMU version. What I think you should do is you can also keep an extra or a spare just in case. You might not need it, but you can always keep it. What I think you should do is go into your shader cache folder. You have your transferable, you have your precompiled. First thing you want to do, take out your precompiled, set it somewhere. Or sorry, take out your transferable, set it somewhere. Take out your precompiled, delete it. I know that's probably affected CEMU, so let's go ahead and reopen it. Now here's where things get funny, because you definitely want this to be as funny as fucking possible. Go into your debug. Make sure this is still enabled. Make sure that your timer is still set to a millisecond. But for your custom timers, set it to CEMU default for right now. Load your game. And I'm taking you through this so you guys can see this for yourself. And this might take 3 or 2 runs. First time you're going to see this is going to be a black screen. Then it's going to go to Zelda Breath of the Wild. And it's going to try to run it like normal. Except this time, you're going to try and build a shader cache. Get ready for the Benny Hill, because you're going to love seeing this. And I think I just found this completely random as I was going through and trying to mimic what they were doing to see what was the issue. I noticed I didn't have an issue, so I was trying to remake the issue itself. Or at least I didn't have the issue I had before. It was bad where it looked like it was rebuilding the shader cache. There we go. Alright, after you do that for a couple seconds, you can go ahead and stop. Now that you went ahead and seen that you did the Benny Hill thing, go back into transferable, delete the new delete your new transferable, set your shader cache back in, go to precompiled again. Now you see that your shader cache is this much. Go ahead and delete that again. Go back into CEMU. Let's get ready for some more Benny Hill action. You're probably also noticing that the shader cache is kind of building up faster than you would for like a first install. Even though I just now put the shader cache in. And I'll try to explain it when I do it a third time, because we have a third time to do this. Slow but fast at the same time. $92. Well, it didn't take 10 minutes. At least that's a good thing about it. Okay. Now you're going to see this, and then after you hit up or down, it's just slow down a little bit. But doesn't matter if it slows down, because the second time we want that same Benny Hill effect. And if you don't know who Benny Hill is, God, I'm just too old. But if you do know who Benny Hill is, God, you're just too old. Alright. Let's run around for a little bit. I fucking love this. I might try to play like this. Puts a smile on my face. Alright, let's stop this now. Now, what we want to do, since I believe we've already built up a good precompile. There we go. Now we just built up another precompile very fast. The next thing we want to do is go into our CEMU. And by the way, just in case anybody was asking what graphics packs I'm using the regular resolution shadows, 1080p, plus FPS plus, and the crash workaround. That's all I'm using right now. Go into your debug and go to custom timers, because that's the only thing you should have changed. Go to QPC. You can go ahead and try RDTCS if you want, but QPC seems to be the best bet right now. That, and I use multiple games with QPC. And I'm hoping I didn't have that on. Nope, I didn't. Alright, so everything else should be fine right now. Let's go ahead and load. And shaders are just moving as fast as possible. This is going to be a godsend for people who keep trying to re-upload the older the shaders from their OpenGL, which they don't have to. All right. I normally don't work on Sunday, but since everybody was talking about it, I just wanted to try and replicate what was the problem. And to just run up on a dumb luck fix just kind of happened to be like that. I don't know how it happened. Alright, so now you see that your main menu right now looks normal. Let's jump back into Great Plateau. All right. And here we are, running back above 30, close to 60. Improve this works, so let's go ahead and toss a bomb. There you go. A completely random dumb luck fix. Now, are the stutters going to come back? If so, right now I believe all you would have to do is just delete your precompiled, I think your precompiled shader cache, And I believe the fix is, and this is just a theory, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe the problem wasn't exactly how we're using the GL shader cache. I believe the problem is because we're running at the new CPU compilers for the core compilers that our precompiled don't work correctly, and is trying to continue to build more of a precompiled shader cache. The reason why it would do that is because now it's running both of our cores, running our cores at an optimal it's running our cores at a more optimal speed, but it's only got precompiled for the single compiler instead of the double or the triple. So hopefully for people who have AMD and are running triple compilers and are having the same problem, hopefully all they would have to do is run their or disable their shader cache and basically do a small reset on CEMU, which is exactly what I just did, is kind of like a small reset on CEMU. And a lot of people would think, hey, maybe I have to up my shader cache. You don't have to up your shader cache from what it looks like. And rain is still a frame rate thing, but I'm not really worried about it. Hey, more cores mean more frames, and more frames means better gameplay for me. But let's go ahead and take this to where can I take this to? Let's take this to the place where I know can tank the frames. Now the only thing that I noticed that is left after I take out the precompile is there is a slight hitch when you're flying, and I think I'm chalking that up to the unstable nature of the dual core compiler. But yeah, this is my theory. My theory is because, and I've asked both about this, and I believe they came up with videos to respond to this, but I think that getting rid of the shader cache compiler, or the compiled shader cache, could work, but to be safe, I went through this whole elaborate fucking thing. But yeah, you see this? This seems to be the only thing, and I believe it's because of the dual core compiler itself. However, if this is the only thing, this is a livable feature that I can go ahead and get behind. Probably will be fixed in the next CEMU, which they'll probably optimize both the dual and the triple core compiler. Also, if you're wondering why they're acting all skittish, is because I normally don't play with this, but hopefully they'll act less skittish because of that. But I kind of like the fact that the fucking AI breaks, so fuck that. But yeah, this is Guan-Yu-007. I hope this helps everyone, because I believe that you shouldn't have had to go into your own OpenGL, because all you're doing is messing with your precompiled of your OpenGL, which is going to continue to build. Instead, just build you're just going to have to rebuild your precompiled for dual core. And I believe that if you switch back to single core, you might end up seeing the same issues. But that's just my theory. Anyway, I hope this helps you guys. And have a nice evening.